Hey, what's up guys, it's Red here with another Fire Emblem Mythology, this video being on the Heroes Relics from the Holy Kingdom of Faerghus. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm currently at a bit over 280 subs, so I'd really appreciate hitting to 290. And if you're watching this after I'm already at 290 subs, please still subscribe. I really want to get to 300, and I'm very desperate. Anyways, check out my community post for updates / release dates of videos and me talking about stuff that I enjoy, like Chainsaw Man. Also, I want to change my PFP to something else, and it's maybe Chainsaw Man related, so please let me know in the comments below. Anyways, if you have any feedback or nice comments, please leave it down below. I really want to read them, and I enjoy reading them, even if I might not reply. So, let's get started with the first Hero's Relic from the Holy Kingdom of Faerghus, which is the Areadbhar. And I've already talked about it in my FP Mythology video, Areadbhar, Failnaught, and Amir, so check it out after this vid. And I'll leave it in the playlist, and it's linked in the description and the cards above. However, I'll give a TLDR as Areadbhar was potentially the name of one of Lug's spears from Irish mythology. It was said to have similar properties to Lúin of Celtchar, which I'll actually talk about in this video, so stay tuned for the explanation. Also, I won't be talking about the dark versions of the Heroes Relics, they're just simply replicas, nothing more. Anyways, now on to the actual first Hero's Relic, which is the Lance of Ruin. And of course it has no mythological connections with its name, so I'll just talk about it in Fire Emblem, as it was made using the bones of the Nabathean that represents the crest of Gautier. And as the name states, it is a lance, and it was originally wielded by one of the 10 elites, Gautier, and it was eventually passed down to Gautier's descendants. Though it was stolen by Miklon, who was a descendant of Gautier. However, Miklon did not have a crest, so when Miklon used the Lance of Ruin, it made him transform into a monster, who was defeated by Byleth and their students. And eventually, Sylvain Jose Gautier, Miklon's brother, gets the Lance of Ruin so he can wield it and use it normally since he has the crest of Gautier. So now, onto the next Hero's Relic, being the Crusher. And just like the Lance of Ruin, it doesn't have any connection with any mythology, so I'll just go to its depiction in Fire Emblem, as it's a hammer, though hammers in Fire Emblem are considered accessed for gameplay reasons, and it was created like most Heroes Relics, by using the bones and the crest of the Nabathean that represents the crest of Dominic, as the first wielder was Dominic, one of the 10 elites. The Crusher was passed down Dominic's descendants and eventually to Annette, Fantine, Dominic. Anyways, now on to the next Hero's Relic, being the Rafail Gem. And while it necessarily doesn't have any direct connection to anything from mythology, Rafail is the Greek and Russian version of Raphael. So, the Rafail Gem likely got its name from the Archangel Raphael, who is an archangel in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Raphael is called the Angel of Tobit and the Angel of the Trumpet, as he has many attributes such as holding a bottle or flask, sounding a trumpet, and carrying a fish or a staff. Raphael has many patronages as he is the patron of travelers, guardian angels, lovers, pharmacists, and many more. In Fire Emblem, the Rafail Gem is an equipable item that, of course, is a gem. And like many other Heroes Relics, it was made with the bones and crest of the Nabathean that represents the crest of Lúin. And the first user was Lúin herself, one of the 10 elites. And the Rafail Gem was passed down Lúin's family, and it came to the possession of the Death Knight, or Yippie, or his real name Emil von Barteles. And he eventually gave it to his older sister, Mercedes von Martiz. Which is kind of funny since Emil as Yippie was a teacher in the Officers Academy, yet Mercedes was a student at the start of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Anyways, now on to the next Hero's Relic, which is the Aegis Shield. And the Aegis comes from Greek mythology, as it's depicted as animal skin or a shield that sometimes features a head of a Gorgon, which a Gorgon is the same type of monster that Medusa is. Anyways, the Aegis was used by both Zeus and Athena as stated in the Iliad. Aegis does have a definition, as its name can mean the protection, backing, or support of a particular person or organization. In Fire Emblem, the Aegis Shield is, guess what, a shield that was created using the remains of the Nabathean that represents the crest of Faldarius. And the first user was one of the 10 elites, Faldarius himself, who passed down the Aegis Shield down in his family and down to Felix Hugo Faldarius, who was given the Aegis by his father. And now, onto the last Hero's Relic I'll talk about, which is the Lúin, which comes from Irish mythology, and it is the Lúin of Celtchar, a fiery long lance / spear that was used by Celtchar mac Uthachar and other heroes from Irish folklore. As stated, it was a fiery lance that had the blade of the lance catch fire and exude excessive heat. So in order for the Lúin of Celtchar to to not set everything on fire, it had to have its blade held in a cauldron that was filled with poisonous blood, and in some stories, it needed 4 mercenaries to keep the cauldron in place. Also, the Areadbhar shares its properties with the Lúin of Celtchar, but they aren't the same weapon. In Fire Emblem, Lúin is a lance that was made with the bones and the crest of the Nabathean that represents the crest of Daphniel. And of course, it was first used by Daphniel himself, one of the 10 elites. Lúin was passed down Daphniel's bloodline, and it eventually passed down to Ingrid Brandel Galatea, aka the best Three Houses character. And if you think anything different, you're wrong. I'm kidding, you could like whoever you want, but for real, she's my favorite Three Houses character. Anyways, that was a Fire Emblem Mythology, the Holy Kingdom of Faerghus' Heroes Relics. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and make sure to check out my other content too. Also, leave any suggestions of what I should do next for my Fire Emblem Mythologies, please. However, the next mythology type video will be a Devil May Cry mythology, which will be on Virgil's Devil Arms, so stay tuned, and make sure to like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed the content, please help me reach 300 subs, and more. So, thanks for watching.